Duolingo Review 2025. Is it useful to learn the French language? Hello guys, welcome to this channel. I'm Jeremy and I've been a French teacher for almost 10 years. In today's video, I'm gonna give you my honest opinion about the Duolingo app. Because, you know, I'm a French teacher, so I really know how to teach beginners how to learn the French basics. So we're gonna see if such an app is useful. Because there are so many people that give different opinion about Duolingo. Some people, they think it's really useful as a beginner, and some people say they hate it and it is not useful to be able to speak the language. So I'm gonna give you my honest opinion about it, and I'm also a language learner myself because I learned many languages in the past, like German. I'm almost fluent in German, English I'm fluent, and also Chinese. So we're gonna see if it's really useful if you want to learn the French language today in 2025. I invite you to stay until the end of this video. If you like that kind of concept, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. For you, that's not a lot, that's just a small click, and that helps the channel to develop. And I do daily French lessons. So if you want to learn the basics of French, don't forget to subscribe as well to this brand new French teaching channel. So I'm on Duolingo's website, so I'm gonna create a profile. I'm gonna say I'm new to French. So as I said, I'm not a learner of French because I'm a French teacher, but I'm gonna be as if in this video, I'm gonna behave as if I was a language learner of French from scratch. Let's do it. I'm gonna give you, as a French teacher, my honest opinion about this app. So, I'm new to French. I'm gonna say I want to learn from scratch. And let's get started. So they asked me right away, which one of these is one? Okay. So we have le garçon, we have l'homme, and we have un. This is not very difficult, of course, because there are images, and because, of course, one is such a small word, so there is no way it's going to be this long. And especially, you can see there is an article right before it. So, of course, it's not le garçon and l'homme. Le garçon is the boy in French, and l'homme is the man. So it's quite obvious when you look at the images. So, of course, I'm going to say un. Un. You'll have a look at the pronunciation. Okay, un, not bad. I think it is a bit too short when they say it. I should have added something like to slow down when they say it, because when you start from scratch, the French language is so important that you can say like this, and you make as if you were dumb, but this is so useful because we have to be able to say perfectly all the vowels, and here is not that easy because we have to use the nose to say it. This is called what we call the nasal sound. So this is This is okay. This is not too bad of a mistake from Duolingo, but I think if they added a modular to slow down the pronunciation, that would have been a great idea. So, of course, this is un here. Okay, so what I can see already, it looks really like a video game, apparently. So I have some hearts, like some lives, like as if I were playing like Mario or Zelda. This is really good for the motivation. I really appreciate it, and they put excellent. Okay, so as I can see, here Duolingo sounds like a bit like a video game that gives you the motivation to learn the language, but we were gonna see if it's really useful, and I'm gonna memorize the words little by little, because usually when there is an app, it's so important that they remind you the words you saw before, not to forget it. This is much more important in the language than 5 words, rather than knowing 50 words and being aware of those 50 words and not being able to memorize it. So let's see how it goes afterwards. This one of this is the man. So okay, so the man is of course not le garçon and un. This is very obvious with the image. So it's l'homme. Okay, here there is also a little mistake, I would say, from Duolingo. This is a bit difficult when you're not a French teacher and you're not aware of this. But you know, if you're aware of the French language, like this is a language where there is the masculine, the feminine, and plural. Some languages, they just don't have such rules. Like in English, you just say the, blah, blah, blah. Like the man, the woman. There is no difference between masculine and feminine. But in French, this is so important from the beginning, like to know if it's le or la, because if you don't know it, you will be always wrong for the future. For instance, when you have to conjugate the adjective, you're not gonna be able to say there is the e at the end or not. Or another example, if you say, I go to the bakery, you don't know if bakery is masculine or feminine. So maybe you're gonna say, je vais, I go, okay, I'm going, je vais aux boulangeries. Boulangerie is the word in French to say bakery. But O is wrong because that's what you're supposed to use with masculine. So as you don't know bakery is feminine, gonna be wrong. You're gonna say O instead of à la boulangerie. Just to explain you that from the beginning, this is so important to know if it's masculine or feminine. So here on Duolingo, they put l'homme, but with L apostrophe. And usually in French, this is not enough to know if L apostrophe is masculine or feminine, because you could have some words in French that use L apostrophe and you have no clue if it's masculine or feminine. So if I were Duolingo, I would have precised something like this. I would have put l'homme maybe with L apostrophe. So actually they put L apostrophe because H is considered as a vowel in French. That doesn't, it's okay. It's like what we call defined article. L apostrophe, le or la is a defined article, but I would have put M in parentheses like this to precise it is masculine. So obviously l'homme has to be masculine. This is very, very logical, but this is always important to precise. As a teacher, I always do this to my students. Every time I write a word, especially if there is L apostrophe, you have to precise if it's masculine or feminine. So I don't know if I can give an example with the feminine. Let's say l'auditrice. L'auditrice, the auditor, okay? It ends with trice, okay? So it is feminine. But if you're not aware of this, you're like, it's L apostrophe. I have no clue if it's masculine or feminine. So you're gonna say maybe it's masculine. No, wrong. It is feminine. So as a teacher, I would have put F in parentheses to precise this is feminine, right? But here they didn't do it on Duolingo. They put L apostrophe. So there was another way to say, to precise it's masculine. I could have put un homme, because we just saw earlier that un is one in French, okay? But this is not a defined article. This is what we call undefined article, like when you say one in English or a man, right? So it is useful to know this, but usually when you give a word in French, you use the defined article. So it is not a big deal, it's not that much of a big mistake from Duolingo, but important to know always in French if it's masculine or feminine. So of course I'm gonna say l'homme here.
L'homme.
Again, this is a bit too fast. L'homme. I would have liked something to slow down the pronunciation, but it's okay. For now, this is okay. And we could have built up with un, because we just saw un before, and we could have put un and homme together. But that's not a big deal. Okay, now this is a wrong comprehension. And we have
Chat.
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 Okay, chat.
Chat.
Okay, so obviously this is this one, but then there is again a mistake. I would have preferred that they put an article, but all the other things don't exist. That's why they didn't put article here, and this is mostly about pronunciation and not grammar. So that's why they didn't put le chat, because it's masculine. Okay, but at least they could have said something about that the last consonant, you don't have to pronounce it. So we don't say chat, because here if I put chat, okay, like this, that would have been the cat, but the feminine cat, like the cat. Like we say la chat or une chat, okay? So here, this is so important not to pronounce the T, but they don't precise it. But that's fine, that's just oral comprehension. Let's say the first one, okay? Okay, they asked it before, and now they remind you that it's this one, but they don't precise what it is. It's just about the comprehension. So un. Okay, that's fine. That's this one. Okay, let's continue. Un homme. Okay.
Un homme.
Okay, this is very good here. Okay, I will remove what I said before. So they put un. We already know un, and then they build up with homme. Okay, I didn't expect it. So I think this is great. So un, we understand that is and man, a man. Okay, that's a good point from Duolingo. They build up with what we've seen before. That's always what I do when I teach French for my students. So I think this is really a good point about the language learning app. And here there is un homme. They should have precised that when there is a vowel right after, we have to say un homme and not un homme, because now we have no clue. As a learner, you saw that is un and you saw this is homme. So you want to pronounce un homme. But no, when there is a vowel and there is a consonant right before, you're supposed to say un homme like this. But they don't precise it. So as I said, Duolingo is like really an app to teach you a few things, a few words. But this is not really precise. Not as if you had a teacher in front of you, of course. And if you know this and you're gonna speak in front of someone, you might say un homme instead of un homme, which is a bit of the shame. It's not the end of the world, but Okay, I got 5 in a row. This is very good for the motivation. So that kind of hearts, this kind of messages, the colors, everything is made to give you some dopamine and motivation, as I can see. Which one of those is the cat? So we saw chat, we know it's masculine, le chat.
Le
Okay.
chat. Le chat.
Le chat, okay. But we don't have like natural pronunciation. We can see this is Google Translate. It could be also ChatGPT. Like we can see it's AI here. And this is not a real human. So I do prefer some apps. I don't know if you know those apps like Mosalingua, for instance. Because in Mosalingua, they are the developers. I know the developers, like they are friends of mine, and it was so important for them to recruit some true teachers and native of the language to pronounce the words, because it is more natural to hear it from a native, and especially if they can slow down the pronunciation. Because when it's AI, okay, I wouldn't say that it's not useful to know the AI pronunciation. That gives you like as if you were learning with a machine. So it is not really natural, and after a while, I think you can drop the motivation drastically. So I think it would have been more useful to develop some true pronunciation with true native speakers. But that's just my piece of opinion, like Mosalingua is doing, for instance. So okay, this is le chat, of course. Which one of these is the boy? Oh, this is of
Le
course-
garçon. Le garçon.
Yeah, here this is too fast. Le garçon, and we really really stressing on the R, like as if you were a tiger. This is so important to see that before. If you want to learn about the alphabet, I did a whole video about it on my channel and how to say the R, especially garçon. Le garçon. This is very important, and here they say it so fast, and there is no way I can slow down here.
Le garçon.
Too bad, I think. But this is okay. At least I can say le garçon and I can memorize it. Say the correctly meaning, so boy. They didn't say a boy or the boy. This is very important. So here,
Garçon.
I always precise if it's masculine or feminine. And again, so I think it's a small mistake again.
Un garçon et un chat.
Okay,
Eh.
now. Okay, this is the first time I see
Eh.
it, so I can point it and to see that A is end. Okay, so I can know the answer right away. But I think this is pretty easy. This is obvious that it's gonna be end here. So I wouldn't have put the answer right away. I would have just let the student find that it is end here. So I think, okay, this is because if you give as a teacher, if you give too fast the answer, I think it's a shame, because you should always give some time to the student to find the solution by themselves. If they are wrong, this is not so much of a big deal, because to memorize new words, you need to do mistakes, and that gives you some emotion that you were kind of wrong to memorize the words after. And here, the problem is that they give you right away that it's end. So I do think this is not a mistake, but I do think as a teacher, I would have put A, and I would have asked the student, what do you think it is? Or I would have asked the student to just put that it's end. But here you can point and you have the answer right away. This is the problem. Okay, so of course this is a boy and a man. So that kind of small things to put some words and to construct the sentence like this is useful. But as it is so easy, I would also have put a text area where you can type yourself, either on the phone or on the computer. Because when you choose the words, this is not as powerful as when you write it yourself. Trust me on this. I've learned German before when I was A2, 10 years ago, etc. And I was doing this. I was writing with the keyboard or even handwriting. And that really helps you to memorize better the phrases and the words. So I think it's a bit too bad that they didn't put such an option. Maybe they do it later. I don't know. I don't know Duolingo that much. Oh, I was wrong. Sorry, I didn't pay attention that cat. Okay, sorry, I was totally wrong. I'm just explaining more about the teaching style and I'm not even paying attention to the right thing. Okay, select the matching pairs. So un and is A. Okay. Un is boy is garçon. Cat is chat. Man is okay. So this one is great. This is really fun. Like to do Duolingo is really fun, but. Select the correct meaning. And is A, so of course. Select the matching pairs again. Okay. Boy. Oh no. Boy, garçon. Sorry,
Garçon.
I'm not focused at all on the exercise. Is un, man is homme, and is cat is chat. Okay, let's continue. Okay, here you have to complete. Okay. Un homme et un chat. Un chat here on the image. Oh, okay. This is image description. Not bad. Un chat. Un homme, sorry. Un homme et un chat.
Homme.
Okay. Select the matching pairs. So man with garçon. Man is homme.
Homme.
I'm so bad.
Chat.
I'm not doing this bigger. Oh my god. The boy is garçon.
Garçon.
Is un and then is e. Okay. What? Un homme et un garçon.
Homme.
Okay. Oh, not bad. I like this exercise. Okay, let's do the last one.
Un garçon et un
Ah,
chat.
this one I was wrong, so I do a boy and a cat. Okay. Okay, very good. Very good. So let's see what they tell you at the end when you completed the lessons. I lost a heart here. Lesson complete. Okay. Okay. Continue. Okay, they give you this. Oh, the streak. This is very, very nice actually. And then, okay, let's commit to a streak. 7 days, 40 days. Okay. Okay, this is not bad actually. So let me give you the conclusion about Duolingo. What do I think about this app? I think this app is really useful to give you the habit of learning the French basics. But that won't help you to actually speak the language. That won't help you. When you want to speak the language, you have to practice the language. So you need someone in front of you. You need a student. You need someone who learns French as well at the same time than you, or a teacher to have true classes. Because as you saw on this video, so many things about Duolingo, they don't tell you things. They don't tell you about the liaison, they don't tell you about masculine or feminine. So many useful things they won't tell you. They're just gonna give you the word. It's gonna be the AI voice instead of a true human voice. And it's gonna be too fast also for the pronunciation. So they kind of skip the grammar, the conversation, and social cultural things. It's only about the words, the motivation, and remembering things, which is very useful. Don't get me wrong on this. This is very useful, and you need it when you start to learn a language. You need to have that kind of motivation, that kind of streak to learn every day a bit of French. So I do think Duolingo is very useful if you want to get the habit of learning a bit of French, 5 to 10 minutes every day. That will give you some motivation. That will give you the habit and the will to learn the French language seriously. But of course, this is not enough if you want to have a true foundations and true basics about the French language. If you want to learn it seriously, you need either a teacher, a tutor you can find for several euros on the internet. You can watch video about it, and of course, you have to memorize the words. So I do prefer, if I were a French language learner, I would have picked an app like Mosalingua French, maybe Enkidex, create Enkidex to learn the vocabulary every day, but with true human voices instead, and I would create the cards myself to put like the images I want, the vocabulary I want, the colors I want, to memorize everything. And of course, from the beginning, even if I have zero basics in the language, I would practice and practice and practice it, either with a tutor or a teacher or a friend of mine. Doesn't matter, as long as you start practicing the language. So every word you learn, every phrases, every grammar, doesn't matter, like pronunciation, you have to practice it right from the beginning. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video about my language review of Duolingo in 2025. So in conclusion, I do think this is useful, but it's not really the thing that gonna allows you to learn a language. I don't know if you agree with me on this review. Leave me a comment to tell me what you think about this app. As I said, this is useful, but it's not something that you don't count on it 100%. This is something that gives you the motivation, but that's about it, about the French learning journey you can have. So don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe to this channel to follow my daily French lessons about the French language. I see you soon guys for another review, another video. It was Jeremy. Ciao, bye bye.